What is up, witches? I'm Jade, and today let's talk about candle magic. Candle magic is really amazing because it's very versatile. All you really need is a candle, but you can add on to that as well. Now, you can choose a whole bunch of different sizes. There are everything from small little chime candles to larger size spell candles, taper candles, the jar pillar candles. There's a whole bunch of different options depending on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do something over a long period of time, as with cycles of the moon or different energies like that, the bigger jar and pillar candles can be good because you can relight them and use them over and over. Whereas for some other simple spells, small little chime candles or spell candles will work, the smaller ones, because they won't take too long. And then for longer rituals, the taller taper candles seem to work pretty well. Or the tall pillar jar candles also work very well in big ritual circles and things like that, I have found. They don't get kicked over as easily, and if they do, it's not a big deal. So you're going to choose the size of your candle, and you should have a stockpile of candles in a whole bunch of different sizes and colors, because this is going to be very, very useful in all magical practice. So you're going to choose the size appropriate for the length of the type of spell or ritual you're trying to do, and you're also going to choose a color that corresponds. Now, there are correspondence lists for colors. A lot of them are pretty basic. It's pretty, a lot of people generally understand the associations with color. And it can be a personal choice as well. If you feel very guided to use a certain color, but don't find that it's the correct association, go ahead and do it anyway. Always trust your instincts. There are no rules to this. The whole point is that you are putting your intention into something, and that in itself has power. You can do this for all different types of magic, and if you go over my correspondences video, I will link that somewhere, you can find just basic color correspondences. It is pretty cut and dry. So you're going to need your candles in the colors and sizes, preferably little holders in those same sizes. That can take a little while to get holders in different a bunch of different shapes and sizes, but you can usually get little chime holders pretty inexpensively, and you can find bigger candle holders at like thrift shops and whatnot and get them really, really cheap. So that's basically all that you need. It is also useful to have a pin or your athame, other things that you can carve into the candle, because this is where you can start imbuing other things into the candle. So you can write things on the candle, you can draw sigils on the candle, you can mark it up with all sorts of things that have to do with whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So you could put names on these, you could put dates on these, you can draw little pictures or sigils, power sigils, whatever you decide. You can also anoint them with different oils that are to your purpose, and it never hurts to have some type of offering to give. Incense is always a good option, in my opinion. What we're now going to do is take some time to center our energy and ground our energy, connect and protect, do that whole thing. If you have not seen my magical meditation made simple, you should definitely check that out. Really quick and easy, so we're going to take some time doing that. With that accomplished, you can now go into focusing on your candles and the color and what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do red, could be love, lust, sexual type of energy. Things like black could be for protection, defensive magic, also for cursing and malediction. I say that so happily, but that's the facts, and there's all different colors in between. They can be used for all sorts of things, depending on what you're feeling and your personal associations and preferences. So now you can go ahead and take some time to mark them up however suits you, and while you're doing this, you are very, very focused on your intent and purposes, okay? Do not let it waver. So you can put whatever markings and things on it that are aligned with your purpose. I'm doing 2 examples here. Okay, once you have them carved up or marked up the way you want, you would take an associating ritual oil if you have them. This one is Banish anointing oil. So we're going to use the Banish on the black one and simply anoint the candle, rub the candle down with it, and you would clearly speak your intentions. Banish this energy. Now, on the other candle, other oil, this is Lucky Love. associating, depending on what you're doing. Just based on the colors of the candles alone, you know what I mean? That's, you know, you want everything to correspond. And I totally forgot, but it's also best to make sure you're doing darker type stuff with your left hand and lighter stuff with your right. And that's also an appropriate place to set things in front of you. Then get the incense charcoal disc, and that's what I have going on here. I'm going to put a good chunk on and then some smaller pieces because I want enough incense to really kind of burn while these candles burn. So that's why it's important to choose the size of your candle because you're going to want to really finish it off. It's important. I just have partial candles here as an example, and of course I will speed things up. But you're going to want to light your charcoal. If you choose to use incense as an offering, you can give other offerings too directly onto the charcoal disc. Other herbs, a few drops of alcohol. Your own blood is also acceptable if that is the choice you make. You may also imbue the candles with blood. You may see reactions. You can always add a little bit more incense if it does seem like it's going to run out. And then all you do from here is sit and focus your energy on the things you want to have happen. It's usually better to do this with one thing at a time, but if you have some practice, you can sometimes do two things that affect one another at the same time. Cause and effect, let's say. Maintain your trance-like state, focusing on your intents and purposes. Now, you can also have appropriate words to say that would go along with what you're doing as well with the candle, and that can bring added power and benefit. All you're going to want to do to finish off your candle magic rituals or spells is to continue in your trance-like state. All you're going to be doing is using your visualizations to picture this outcome, how it's going to be happening. This can have to do a lot with your imagination and visualizations. For example, if you are doing protective or defensive magic, you would be envisioning a lot of shielding energy and being protected and things bouncing back to from whence they came. In baneful or negative magic, you know, you would there are certain ways you can put your rage and your fury and all of that energy into these visualizations. You're putting out that energy. If it's love magic, lust magic, sexual magic, you might want to consider how you can put more of that energy into what you are doing magically in your trance-like state while doing your visualizations, and really clearly focused on this until the candles burn out completely. Once you are done and you feel that it is complete, the incense has burned away, the candles have burned down to nubs, and you have concluded saying your words of power, your mantra, whatever it is, whether you have written them out beforehand or something comes to you, just be sure to take notes and get a brief synopsis of what you've done down, so you can proceed and build off of this. Now, starting with just simple candle magic and adding on with different oils and different offerings and incenses, as well as with different sigil magic and other things, before you know it, you'll be designing complete rituals for yourself. For the remainder of the candle magic ritual, all you are to do is to continue being in your trance-like state, doing your visualizations, picturing this magic actually happening, continuing to put incense or whatever other offerings into the burner or however it is you are doing it. Make sure you continue doing this, stay in a trance-like state, stay fixated on your visualizations and the outcome that you are manifesting. Trust and believe in yourself that you are manifesting and that this outcome will come to pass. So you're going to continue in this trance-like state until the candles are burned down. You will know when the spell is complete. You will just feel it inside. At that point, you may say any other words of power or mantras over or complete that process, and then you may say something along the lines of as above, so below, it is my will, so mote it be. Whatever it is that makes you feel powerful and like you have finished off your ritual. Then you may blow out the candles, dispose of them, and all incense and offerings, all burned things properly which would be into the air, into natural water, buried in the earth, some form like that, okay? So I hope that this was helpful for some of you guys. Remember that you can combine simple candle stuff with simple sigil magic and oils and herbs, and you can create entire complex spells and rituals off of all of these basic things, okay? So yeah, I hope this was helpful for some of you guys. As always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. I'm so happy to see so many new people here. It makes me just thrilled, and I'm so glad to have you guys. So yeah, make sure you check me out reading tarot on Star, Moon, and Sun Tarot, and I hope to see you guys next time. All right, much love to you all.